Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beer Brigade. I'm John Solo. You are not. I'm in the control room today because I haven't been in the booth. I haven't been in the booth for a few days. It's been a long few days. I'm going to give you guys some updates here before I get my guest on. And my guest is, we were already chatting about this a little bit, but I didn't do a morning coffee, and I will be doing a morning coffee this coming week. I'm going to be back to my normal schedule either tomorrow or Wednesday in the booth. And I've been working things out. We ran into some issues, and I had to take care of them with bookkeeping and all that fun stuff. So I've been up here typing away and playing with financial software and all that shit. The good news is that we're not out of the woods. It's going to take a lot of work, but I think we got some problems solved, which is fantastic. But my apologies. I love you all. Thank you. I'm sorry that I haven't been my normal self the last few days. I kind of bolted from the booth on Saturday, and I've just been taking, maybe it was Friday. I can't even remember. I think it's Monday today because we're going to talk to the beard. But yeah, that's where we're at. We're still going to be doing the Rambling Gremlin show. That'll air on Friday this week. And hopefully by Wednesday, I'll be back to normal here. I think we're getting shit figured out. But I miss you all. And I haven't been in Discord playing with anybody, or I've just been, obviously Anna and Trace, I've been talking to them, and that's about it. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to bring my guest on, and we'll just chat about all this together and see what else we got coming on. You guys all know this guy is a regular on the show. We love him to death. Here we go. We got Gary Furlong with the goddamn great-looking camera, you bastard.
Hello! What are you doing? Me and my camera say hello to you.
It's like that the depth of field is just fucking gorgeous, man. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. I love. So yeah, the Canon M50 Mark II. That's the one I've been looking at for a while.
Yeah, it's a beaut.
Well, and if I remember correctly, you've gotten into some photography stuff before. And you're kind of an.
I like recently went down the gear rabbit hole, which is why I have this now. And so like, yeah, I didn't do photography before, but like now I just all my YouTube feed is camera videos, and I continue to watch them, even though I'm not in the market for one anymore because I have a nice one that I enjoy. But yeah, gear, man, it's too tempting. Like you want all of it.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm pulling up my YouTube feed here just so I can see. There's a couple guys that I followed when I was looking at cameras as well, and they are. There's a couple really, really cool ones. Let me switch over to my other feed here. I'm going to see. There's, for one, when I was going through all the reviews of cameras, Jesus Christ, that will fill up your feed forever.
Yeah.
But that difference between a DSLR, I think it's how you say it, and then the mirrorless was the first thing that you go down. You try and figure out which one you want. And those mirrorless cameras are fucking slick. Do you take that out of the booth? Do you go around, or are you taking pictures everywhere, videos?
Yeah. I got like 2 lenses for my birthday, and so I was like, okay, I'm a photographer now. Now I take pictures of things. I have like a zoom lens that I like just point at my dog the whole time, just like, hey, do something, dog. Be interesting.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude. The video you sent Trace a few weeks ago when we booked you for this,
that was on this camera.
It was really well done. I was excited about it.
I spent way too long on that video, man. I was like, I'll make a silly promo thing. Ended up being a 2-minute video that was essentially just all a joke. I was kind of like, I should have been narrating for this time, but I really enjoyed making it.
Well, it takes, dude. So what editing software do you use?
I use Filmora 10, Filmora X.
Okay.
Because it was like relatively inexpensive because I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not going to go buy like Adobe Premiere Pro super video editing software when I don't know anything about it. And it was like intuitive and drag and drop and kind of like, oh, just going to bring the transition from the clicky menu and put it on my clip. So that works okay for me.
I've been using Davinci Resolve.
And the difficulty level.
It's a learning curve, but it's free for one. You can buy the pro version of it if you want some of the advanced features, and I want them, but I didn't buy it. It's like $300, and so I've just been using the free version. But I was telling you that I want the Canon so I can do Jeep videos. Well, what I do Jeep videos on now, it's actually pretty slick. It just doesn't look as good at the Canon. I've got. So my Jeep dock, you can't see out the rear view because I've got a fucking 35-inch tire on the back, and I've got shit in the way, so you can't. So what I did was I got it goes over top of your rear view mirror. And it has a camera that shoots out the front. Then you wire a camera to the back as well. So now,
That's fancy.
Yeah, when you look at the mirror, it's actually a video screen that shows you either view if you want.
All right.
Which is pretty slick. And
Now I need to get that.
I'm telling you. Well, then it loads with an SD card and it records. So it also works as a dash cam too, because of course you're recording all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And when you're in Jeep and you're in a little Jeep convoy like I run out there, you get all of it and it's all recorded. And when you get back home, you got some videos you can play with and edit. That's how we've been doing it so far. And so I bring those in. You wouldn't believe. So you're Jeeping out there on the trail for like 10 hours and you're all on mountains and shit. And you got all sorts of exciting things to video. You ever try editing 10 hours worth of video before?
I have not. I can imagine it's just great fun.
Yeah, I would advise don't. How long do you think it took you for your 2-minute video there? I'm guessing about 3 hours.
Yeah, like for 2 minutes, not 4 minutes. It definitely took way longer than that. Yeah. So what are you doing? 4 days to edit this stuff?
Yeah. It's I had to come up with a system because the last big one that we made, Jody and I went out on the trail for a week, and now she has a camera in her Jeep too. So now we've got 10 hours a day times a week, so that's 70 hours times 2. So 140 hours of video. And actually,
nice.
Add another 70 on that because there's 2 cameras in mine, the front and back, and hers just has the front. So that's a lot of fucking video.
Yeah.
And I think I made 3 videos out of that so far, and each one's about 10 minutes long. I got into you grab music tracks from Epidemic Sound. I got a little $15 subscription to that, and I'll get my raw video, and then I will drop in music, and then I will edit to the music, and it's a trip.
That's a day. That's a day right there to get 10 minutes of footage, surely.
Easily. So with Davinci though, now what I do, like with Talk to the Beard episodes, the beauty of this show, I run it like a Joe Rogan podcast, is that I don't have to edit. There is nothing edited in or out of these. It's live recording, but I still have to just do a couple fancy little back end tasks. One is I make a thumbnail for YouTube for them. And I can do that in Davinci. I also have a cheap little Photoshop mock-up kind of style program, and it works pretty well. But I can do it all in Davinci, so I do that. Sometimes I'll touch up like a portion of the screen, like if my guest's camera isn't a Canon M50 and they kind of look like shit, I will color correct that and kind of bring it into white balance and all that. Then I'll put that all together. Then I render it out. YouTube has this trick. If you upload your video in 4K on YouTube, whether you recorded it in 4K or not, if you upload it in 4K, it actually gets a better algorithm.
Really?
I did not know this until...
There we go.
My progression was I went down the camera rabbit hole, then I went down the YouTube uploading rabbit hole, and then I started to learn all those little tricks too. And actually the YouTube channel's doing pretty well. So yeah, you should do one of those too, man. You should have a Gary Furlong YouTube channel. You ever thought of that?
I have one, but there's no finding the consistency is the difficulty, and I think people in my Facebook group are probably like frustrated at my because there'll be like weeks I'll post like 3 times, and then not at all because I'm just so busy, or I time management, that is key.
Oh my goodness gracious,
and difficult.
Yeah. Well, how many hours? What do you do? 4 hours a day in the booth? 6 hours a day? What do you do?
I try to do. I'll do 8 to 5, 8 to 4 now with like an hour lunch break in between. So I don't know what the math is on that, but 4, 5, 6 hours maybe. He needs a VA, lol. I do, Melissa.
We call them TNAs around here. My goal is normally 12 to 5, somewhere in that range. But man, the last few weeks, especially the last 3 days, I haven't been in there. But the last few weeks, I think it's difficult. How do you manage that consistency? Do you turn off your fucking phone?
I'm still working on it. Yeah, that is a massive one. The phone's behind me now. There's like in this booth, there's a cool little divot in the door handle where I can just lay the phone. And it stays behind me. and it shouldn't interfere with the speakers because I don't narrate like this. I don't like narrating with headphones. So like I'll use my little speakers, and sometimes the phone's like. But yeah, turn the phone off. Make the Google Chrome icon. I don't know if you're on PC or Mac, but like keep it away from the taskbar. I have to like go into my home thing on the start button and type Chrome to get Chrome. So it's difficult to get on the internet. So thus I will be like, it's not worth it. I won't do it. So that's what I've been trying to do. And like I hit my 30,000 word goal today, which is, that's good. And I want to keep that up forever if I can manage it. That would be really nice.
It's a good run, man, at 30,000. So I averaged 9,000 and 9,500 words an hour, somewhere in that range. It depends on what book I'm narrating.
Imagine I'm similar.
I found that more sex actually slows down my word count. Like I've actually changed my quotes. Yeah, well, I've changed my quotes for people. Like if I know there's a shit ton of sex in the book, I'll tell them 8,000, 8,500 words per finished hour. If there's not, and it depends on the style of narration as far as what I'm trying to do with the book. But yeah, so I calculate that out, and typically I can get 2 to 2.5 finished hours a day comfortably. I can do 3, and I can do 3 for a stretch of about 5 days. But eventually, it's the focus thing. My voice will keep up.
It's the same. Well, my voice tends to give out, which is the problem. So I can kind of maintain the focus, but there are times I lose my voice.
Somebody just asked what you're currently working on.
Oh, they've been. I'm really sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. I am working on, what's it called? Which one? I'm doing a 3-book series for Jay Hogan right now. So this one's called On Board. The first one, Off Balance, is done and is going to be uploaded soon, I think. But also, You Are Cordially Invited by Jay Hogan is coming out soon, I think. And they're all sexy books.
Yeah.
Sexy books. Good stuff. She's a great writer. Jay is a great writer. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. On Board. I don't know if you ever find this, but sometimes like I just can't. I don't focus on the title. It's just like sometimes it's me. It's like author name or series name 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing Jay Hogan 3. And
dude,
what's the name of it? I don't know.
I went through that just recently. So I've been working a series for Casey Cox. He's an Australian guy, but he's going through Tantor, which is awesome.
Okay.
But the series name is Vet Shop Boys. Vet is in like I'll put my fist up a horse's butt.
Sexy vets.
Yeah. And so the titles are, it's like got me wishing, got me hoping, got me waiting, all the got me, then whatever verb you want to put in there. So
nice.
I put these all out of my calendar, and Tantor booked me the first 3 books. It's a 6-book series. They booked the first 3 books, and I got them on my calendar. And then books 5 and 6 flowed in from Tantor, and the author's still writing book 6, but Tantor picked it up for that too. So the bookings come in 3 different rounds, 1 through 3 all at once, 4 and 5 at once, and 6 at once.
Okay.
I get them all in. I get them on my calendar, and I'm I suddenly get this email from Tantor giving me a recording manuscript for a title that doesn't match what's on my calendar. And I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I end up emailing the author because I'm friendly with the author, and I emailed the author, and I'm like, hey, what's the fucking names of the books in order? And he emailed back very kindly and said, I don't know myself. I have to look it up. So yeah, it gets very confusing. So the sexy books, man, I've been having this conversation recently. Do you do the daddy thing? Do you do the daddy books? You got those going on your calendar?
I have not like books that are specifically like daddy books, but there is definitely, you can find that like, oh, this is the daddy character, but not like specifically for that particular like subgenre or anything like that.
I get cast into it a lot. It's, I don't know, my beard. I don't fucking know.
Beard father.
Yeah, exactly. It gets, but so I was having this conversation the other day, and I found it really interesting, and I saw her in the crowd, so I want to thank her for it. Lada is in the crowd. I'm going to name you, but I'm not going to say your last name, Lada. Don't you worry. We're talking about this daddy thing, and I had a really hard time, and that's why I was curious if you'd run into this. every time I say daddy, what I think of is my father, dad, even though I didn't call him daddy. That'd be kind of weird, but
Yeah,
it is weird.
it's the
So
word for one's pater, daddy, dad.
exactly. So, and then when you're in a scene and you're like, daddy, and
Daddy.
it's, it's a little weird to me. And I've had to find ways around this because I pride myself as being an actor and really getting into the role. And just because that squicks me out doesn't mean that I can't do a good job and a good performance.
Yeah.
We're talking about this the other day on it's a couple of shows ago, and Lada happens to mention in Sweden, she's Swedish, that they don't have that problem because daddy and dad, the daddy word that they use in these books is in Swedish not even close to dad. There's no connection there.
Oh, that's convenient.
It is. So now all of my daddies are going to be Swedish. That's my.
There you go. Perfect.
That's how I'm going to handle that.
No, I haven't come. I would find it weird if like, if the object of the lust was my brother's name or my sister's name or like my own name. What if I had to have sex with myself?
I do that all the
that'd
time.
Be odd. Be like blah blah blah. Narrated by Gary Furlong. Yes, I did have a hard time with this one.
Oh, you said hard.
Because I was in it. You said hard.
Yeah. I for one, that's one of the original reasons why romance authors oftentimes will, and this is only one of the reasons why they will make weird names. For instance, the name Tristan or the name Kai, or now Kai's a bad example because I know somebody in the crowd that has a child named Kai, but that's not a normal
I have a
name.
friend called Kai.
Really? It's not a normal name around here. It's just not. They would make those so you wouldn't run into that problem where, like, I really want to read that book, but the MC's name is Steve, and I had an ex-Steve that dumped me. He was an asshole. Yeah. Gary's pretty common, though, and John's pretty common. But to be honest, I don't remember ever having a character that I narrated named John before.
I don't think I might have narrated a Gary, but it was never. They were never the lead or like even they were never. I've not narrated a sexy Gary before.
They're not going to do it. They don't want it. What they want are weird names.
John? Yeah. Ezekiel. That'd be a good name.
Yeah. Ezekiel. I did
narrated Ezekiel.
I did a whole Amish romance once, a whole Amish series. That was fantastic. You wouldn't think about it before. You wouldn't think, when I first saw it come across, I was like, Amish romance, huh? All right, cool. But it was actually really good. And they had some funky looking names too. The Amish names. That's what maybe Ezekiel made me think of that. Are you doing any more sci-fi? You got anything like that coming on?
Let me actually look. I do have a sci-fi coming up for Podium, which is great. And have I done a sci-fi in that? Oh yeah, I did one called The Fallen Star, which was book one in a series. It's a sci-fi one. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But next, it's a lot of Jay Hogan and Lisa Henry and Haley Turner coming up. So Haley Turner would be more sci-fi, but it's also romance. It's kind of a nice mix in there.
I'm doing pretty much exclusively romance for the time being. I haven't gotten out of it in a while. Same. Well, how this is rude to ask on the air, but how overbooked are you?
I am pleasantly booked right now. Like to the point where it's not the full year, but it's most of the year, and I would like it to be the full year, but also then that kind of limits your choices. And you get one or two cancellations. You can be like, I'm free for this week. Work with someone. But then it's like, but no, you have to bring maybe someone's book up because they'd like booked you for a series or whatever, and they wanted it as fast as possible. So yeah, happily overbooked, but yeah, I don't know. Still at the same time, not booked enough. I don't know if you get that feeling. Just like, I've got a lot of work for the time being. I'm still not happy about it. I need more. And it's like, dude, calm the fuck down and work on your fucking work.
I cannot.
It's an odd one.
I can't remember the last time that it was like that, where I've been worried before, and that's one of the reasons why I've taken on, but it's never gotten to the point where, I've been at this 10 years now, and it's never gotten to the point where it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do in 2 weeks. I don't know. It's constant.
And I haven't had that in a while, thankfully.
Well, you're really fucking good, man. I mean, that's a good thing.
I
Yeah.
will say that the only reason I don't overbook myself now is because I really learned the hard way 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, I think. I I didn't have a day off, I think, for 6 months. And like, it was because I booked myself for weekends. I just was working every single day. And then if like a life thing happened, which it did, then I'd have to push something out. And so then I was like, okay, I've got to do 100,000 words on this book, and I have half a day to do it. Yeah, that's not physically possible for me. So I would then have to like email authors and just be like, hey, can I have more time, or do you want to cancel this project? Which sucked. Or it's like I email an author and be like, sorry, I'm extremely late on your series. I'm in hell right now. Like, so it's kind of like, so I learned the hard way a few years ago, just like fucking be communicative, but also don't book your weekends out. Like, and set bigger boundaries, set better boundaries, because that was not pleasant at all. It's like, yes, lots of work, shit, no time in which to do it. So yeah, that sucked,
Yeah.
but also it was a
Well,
good lesson, I suppose.
yeah, I learned that one, but even like right now, shit happens. Right now, I have two authors that
Oh
I
yeah,
have luckily, with indie authors, oftentimes it's a bit more flexible. And if you're working in a series, and
yeah,
especially if it's older catalog, if it's not a new release, sometimes you get a bit
yeah,
more. I have two right now that I am running behind on by a few weeks. Then I contact. I've been communicative is the key. It's also a hard word to say, but that is.
oh
If you don't stay in contact, it can be a major problem real quick. But
yeah, and yeah.
well, you see, yeah, and like right now, I am. I don't know if I would term it as in hell. Um, I've, I've had major bottoms in my life. I'm a recovering addict, alcoholic. I've hit a fucking hardcore. That's hell.
Yeah.
This is a gravy walk compared to that. But yeah, the last few weeks, few months. How do you deal with stress other than jacking off? Do you have any, like, do you ride horses? Do you sword fight? What do you
I'm
do?
I'm jacking off right now. I'm
There's
so
nothing.
stressed.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Do you want to call me
I
daddy if you need to? I mean, that's
I want to call you father. I cycle. I have started cycling, which I do like. Also, just going for a walk. I didn't believe this because I wasn't doing it. I was inside all the time, and like if I wasn't in the booth, I was just walking around the house safe. It's like go into the back garden, you moron, and just walk around there. Now, if that didn't work, just like a 30-minute walk outside, not thinking about work or anything that or whatever is stressing me out. That's helped a ton. And I didn't in my head I was like going for a walk. That's not going to work, you hippie. But it did. It works really well. I really like being outside is nice. And if you can't be outside, I suppose I don't know, like doing something else that is not and has nothing to do with whatever it is that's stressing you out. Or think really actively about the stressful thing and being like, okay, what about it is stressing me out? What about it can I control? And what about it can't I control? The stuff I can control, fine. Let's do it now. Let's do it right now. And then do that and then be like, okay, can't fucking change it now because I can't control the other shit. Then jack off for the rest of the day.
there's nothing wrong with jacking off.
The
I
entire day.
I had a hard time. Speaking of hard times, and we're gonna get in depth into this jacking off thing for a second. I I had to stop surfing porn. It's been a couple of years ago. It is more recently than that. I got to tell you this. I've told this to a couple of people in Discord, but so one of my good friends. This came down from the great Ken Obi, one of our narrators that we lost a few years ago, and
Yeah.
I was helping Ken's wife Denise move into Ohio. She moved from
Oh,
Oregon
wow.
to where Jody and I live in Ohio. She's about dude, I've only been up to see her twice. It's fucking horrible, but she lives like 2 hours away from me now. It's a lot closer.
Right.
So I'm helping her move in, and one of the things she gives me Ken's Traeger, his smoker,
Oh,
and
wow.
it is,
Nice. That's a great gift.
oh, dude, that's fucking awesome. And this right here, this This is an Oculus.
PlayStation VR? What's an Oculus, is it?
It's an Oculus. It's an Oculus Rift. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
Beauty.
I actually asked her for that. The Traeger, she just offered up. But that one, I was like, did he ever use that? And she said, no, here you go. And so, what's the first thing you think of when you get a fucking virtual reality thing? And so I had to.
Watching wholesome films.
I had to. There was no option. It's just like, you're going to do this, right? And
Like, I'm in the porn.
30 seconds in, my first thought, 30 seconds in was, Jesus Christ, I'm going to have to pay money for this. This is. But about 2 minutes in, I realized that, you know what? She's getting all up in my business. Like, this is like a strip club. No. Yeah, exactly. I don't want it. No. And I've had a really hard time. So these days, I don't even look at anything now. This is not going to fucking happen. It's ruined it for me forever. So my advice to you is never try virtual reality porn, my friend. And
Never try.
Yeah, not if you don't want it ruined for you. It's going to be done. Somebody had asked a bit ago, are you planning on doing the conventions this year? Are you going on tour? Are you doing the GRL?
I'm doing some. I haven't signed up for GRL yet. So if it's still possible, I will. But it depends on the schedule. But I should go. I would like to go. I would like to experience something like I've never been to GRL. I really should go. So yeah, I think if I can, I definitely will.
I think we need to get you there this year. You can always sign up to be a guest. I don't think they have any sort of limitation on that, which is what all of us have to do as the narrators. They're talking about doing. It's like there's kind of a soft start on Wednesday, but really Thursday is the day you want to be there.
Right.
But Wednesday, the soft start is going to involve, again, from what I've heard, and I cannot confirm this, but they're supposed to do our narration panel. It's where all the narrators, and it's like, it's fun because we're like the rock stars of the event. We just we don't get tables or anything. We just like stroll around and make people laugh and entertain. But for that night, it gets a huge crowd and like everybody.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And all of us get up there and they typically have a panel that asks us questions, and sometimes they have us do a live read, like 5 minutes or something like that. But it's a ton of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm on the page there now.
Yeah. After that, all you got to do is just like wander around and be yourself and chit chat. And it's way cool on a number of levels too. For one, I've never gone away from one without feeling like I easily, just through a couple bookings, made my money back in the long run. But two,
nice.
Getting to interact with people face to face there. Just wait, man. When they're doing the signing and you're wandering around the signing room, authors all set up tables and they got books there and shit. You can wander over to your clients' tables and sign books for them, and it's a ton of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see it here. I think, yeah. I mean, I'll tentatively say yes, I'm going to go because I think I have time around that time, and no better way to spend it.
We're definitely going to do it. And I think we're going to drive out because we're in Ohio. It's like 9 hours for us, but yeah, you're definitely going to be flying from Texas. That's going to be
Virginia. Yeah. I don't know American geography, so I'm going to assume it's far.
It's on the far side of Virginia too, so yeah, just traveling from one side of Texas to the other is almost a flight in and of itself.
It's a ton of time. It's too long.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd imagine it's probably 13 hours away from you, 14 hours, somewhere in that range of drive. So
it'll be a flight.
Exactly.
That will be a flight.
Exactly, man. What are you doing for your? I forget. We talked about this last time, but what are you doing for your editing? Are you still doing this yourself? Are you hiring out? How are you handling it?
No, I hire out for that. Yeah, God, it's not only like is it. I don't think if you can afford it at all, or if you can manage it all, I think you should hire it out. It's also just my least favorite part of any of this. Mm-hmm. Like I don't like proofing my own stuff. I do not like editing my own stuff. If I know how to, and I will if I have to, but that's only if my editor is booked up. So I pay a person to, and I think they're exclusively mine. They're mine. So they do all my proofing, all my editing, which I'm very, very thankful for, and it's definitely worth the money. Definitely worth it.
The exclusively yours thing is key right there. I ran into a problem where mine was, a lot of times when you turn a project around, you like to have it back within a few days or a week or something like that. And sometimes it just doesn't work out when your editor's working with a bunch of people at once. So,
yeah.
Yeah, we ended up, I've got Tracy doing the live thing for me, which is freaking awesome. And for the proofing, I run it through Positron afterwards. And then my wife is
Yeah.
back in the mix, which is beautiful. So I no longer have to edit. She's doing all the editing. So
That's great.
it's fucking killer. She's good at it too, man. She did it for us for years when we were hiring on actors. It's a great deal. We were talking about the QuickBooks thing beforehand, and we see my mind is going back there again. I spent the last, I don't know how many. Well, for one, I spent almost 2 weeks fiddling with QuickBooks, and
Yeah.
there's like this community with the QuickBooks assholes, is what I call them. There's like, you ask them questions, and they just. It's like they don't want to give you the answer. It's an inner club or something.
Full on fucking neckbeard, just like, you don't know that, you should know that. Can you tell me? No.
What's
Why?
the
I'm a
accounting
beginner.
principle rule number 1? I don't fucking know, man. What do you? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Answer these riddles 3, fuckhead.
That's what I went through. So when you're doing your books now, you got your business checking account, you're fucking running them into QuickBooks, you're categorizing, then you're sending it off to your CPA. Is that how it works?
Yeah, take it all out of my hands if possible, just because, like, first of all, like, I'm an actor, so I'm good at one thing, and I'm debatable, so I think I'm good at acting. Okay, I did a degree in Japanese for international communication. Language, arts, numbers, what are they? They're not there. I'm not good with them, I don't like them, and if possible, I should be nowhere near them. I can do very basic addition and subtraction in my head. Once you get complicated, it's in a calculator or on a piece of paper or on my fingers. But yeah, I'm not good with numbers at all. So it's just like, hey, you good with numbers? Want to take my numbers? They're all yours. Fucking take them, please. That's kind of my approach.
That's what I tried to do with the bookkeeper, and it just did not work out. It just did not. So what was happening?
Like, I changed bookkeepers before, because like the one we had, I would email or talk to my CPA on the phone and say, I'm going to meet you tomorrow about this very specific thing. And they'd be like, yes, okay, see you tomorrow. I'd get there, came out in a fucking blanket around, or just be like, so what are we doing today? And I'm like, you needed to prepare for this. You needed to have stuff done. We talked about this yesterday. And it was just like, okay, we will not be working with you again. Thank you very much. Found a better one, or well, one that definitely suits our needs a lot better. It's been very good, been very nice.
But does your wife?
We're in good hands.
Does your wife work a day job, or is she self-employed?
She works a day job.
Yeah, that's nice.
And we both work from home, which is really good. So like, she's actually just across the hall from me now, which is very nice.
Yeah. The day job thing, I understand why people don't want to be self-employed now. I mean, I'm not going back. There's no fucking way I can't go work a day job.
I've reached that realization as well. It's like, if voiceover tanks, if the machines take over and tomorrow I'm out of the job, it's like, okay, I'm going to exhaust every avenue of self-employment possible before I get a job. And then when I get the job, I'm taking a low stakes, like, if they'll let me work at McDonald's, I'll work there while thinking about another avenue to work for myself. That is, I was like, okay, I can't do it anymore. I have to work for myself. Do it until you like, I don't know, some sort of deity comes out and it's like, Gary, you're fucked. Go work somewhere else. Oh, it's like,
you mentioned
my God voice is like, hello, Gary.
I thought he sounded like Alanis Morissette. Susan was just bringing up the machine voices. Susan, this has been going around a lot the last year or two. That whole they're going to copy our voices and use them to. I don't think
they might. I mean, I like. I was just as I was narrating today. I wasn't. This sounds like I was narrating, going, God damn it, they're not replacing me. I'm too fucking shit hot. But I was kind of thinking, like, for the machine to achieve the amount of dynamics an actor can put in just like that, you'd have to pay an engineer to go in and tell it to do that, which will be the same price, if not more, than just hire the fucking actor. Because you're just paying the same money, but for an engineer. Or, I don't know, some sort of crazy sophisticated algorithm So like either way, it's not balancing out right now, and hopefully it never will, because that's fucked to do that. I think a little bit.
There's no way. If it does, I'll learn how to program it. That's what I'll do for a living. But there's,
Yeah, it's like I did it for 10 years, and I can do it properly. I can we'll be the best ones to program the machines.
exactly. No, there's a far cry difference. I think there is a place for that. There really is with the machine technology and the way it works. It's for things. It's for people that can't afford to hire one of us. It's just that simple. I mean, and that's fucking awesome. That book would not have gotten made anyways. So great.
Yeah, and that's kind of the general consensus, I think, is that people are just like, some people can't afford an audiobook narrator, and that sucks for them. Like I wish they could, and but I don't want them to not have an audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know, if it helps them get audio into the world, and then maybe they redo it later on. Like I've definitely re-recorded. I once re-recorded the same series. So I had done it independently through ACX. A publisher picked it up and we're re-recording it, but with you. So it's like you want me to re-record, and like I was like, you don't want my old files, because they're up to spec, they're all good. Like no, we'd like you to re-record it. It's like, all right, I'll re-record the same series, and the two of them, I think both are still on Audible. It's like, this was weird, but I'll do it.
That's it's a rights thing for sure. They had the right to create. In fact, at any time, an author can do that if it's not a royalty project. I don't know if you ever thought about this or delved into it, but yeah, I'm dealing with a client right now that's going through this. If it's a pay per hour project, then you were just doing a work for hire. You have no rights to the work.
No, not at all.
If the author decides at any point just to scrap that and re-record it, they certainly can. And if it's not a problem. Now, if it's a royalty share, it's a totally different deal. We're locked in for 7 years, and they can't do shit with it, which is what I'm running into with this other client. They wanted to redo a series, and which is awesome. The last series is pretty rough. I get it. I didn't record it.
Okay.
But I get it. It makes perfect sense, but it's a royalty share, so they have to wait out the contract, which... it is what it is. I even offered to buy the dude out, and he wouldn't. So,
really?
Yeah, which surprised me. Yeah, it surprised me too. It's kind of an asshole move, but it is what it is. It was not making crap. I think he was just like, fuck you.
Yeah, I suppose at that point it is just a fuck you, because it's like, I'm giving you them. This is the correct way to do it. You buy the person out, and it's just like, now, but they're like, just like, no. And if they don't consent, of course you can't.
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
Do it.
I think it was a fuck you, and I even, Gary, I calculated out estimated earnings for the next, I think it was like 18 months or something like that, and I tripled it. That was my offer. I tripled it.
Why would you say no to that?
I know, and I would have made money too with my pay per hour. I would have fucking profited off it, so it made perfect sense to me. But nope, I guess not.
I mean, this stuff happens all the time with audiobooks. Like I was replaced mid-series once, and I've replaced other narrators mid-series, and and it's just because the publisher or the author was like, I'm not going to go with them again. It's happened to all of us, but it's just like, it happens. And if the author's like, you know what, I want to redo the series, I'm sorry, I won't be working with you again. I don't know. If they owe you money, they pay you the money. But once it's done, it might suck artistically, and it might be an ego smack. But we've all been smacked in the head. Just gonna get up and keep going.
It's just business, and the fact of the matter is that this kind of ties into the machine voicing thing. No one can be me but me. It's just that fucking simple. And nobody can be you but you. I have no fear that there's no competition. Like between me and you, there's absolutely no competition. We're working for the same crowd.
Completely different, yeah.
Precisely, man. I mean, people hire you for what you do. They hire me for what I do. It's just that simple. And oftentimes when you're replacing, I'll tell you what sucks though. Now, I don't read reviews anymore, and thank goodness.
They're less madness.
Yeah, but when I did, I remember replacing somebody in a series multiple times and looking at the reviews, and dude, it wouldn't have mattered if I was fucking James Earl Jones. They were pissed.
Yeah,
this is the way it works. It always sucks being that guy.
So it does, and sometimes it's not even within your, you could turn down the project. You could, but sometimes it's like, how are you even to know that you're replacing someone? Because some of these series require a different narrator. It's like, it's the same series, but these are different main characters, and we're going to go And if the same characters come up, we'll have you do it again. But for the next book, they're not in it, so it's not going to be you. So sometimes it's just like, oh, it could be one of those. And then the people in the comments are like, fuck you! You suck! I hate you!
Oh, I've gotten that so many times. It's all right. Cock ring fell off. I
wear a metal cock ring.
For one,
and the floor is stone.
Thank you so much for doing this again, man. I know you've been on multiple times, but dude, I could have you on every couple of weeks.
I always enjoy it. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Two, I know that both of us missed shit, so if you can go through the comments again, that'd be fucking awesome for me. And if you are going to GRL, if you could do me one favor, if you could jump into the Brigadiers and let them know it's because this is not in these comments, and not first time people have asked about you going there. So if you book it, jump into the Brigadiers and put in a comment that said I'm fucking going. That'd make everybody very happy.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you all a shout.
Sweet, man. Cool. This is the easy part. All we got to do is wave by to the camera. Do you have anything else to announce? Anything else to talk about? Tell us your penis size. I don't know.
I'm a cool 2.5. I'm not. I have a Facebook group if you want to join it. I'm actually going live there after this because I have some editing and stuff to do.
Nice.
Other than that, yeah, working on a lot of projects. Next one I think is You Are Cordially Invited by Jay Hogan, and soon after some more Jay Hogan books. So look out for those.
Sweet. Cool. Well, I appreciate it. Wave bye to the camera. See you guys hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll see you on Wednesday. Have fun.